Hello ladies and gentlemen and shinobis of all ages. This is Karenism, leader of Shinobi Nation. I want to talk to you guys about a certain topic that is ongoing, completely buck wild, and needs to be addressed. But before I do, I want to bring to you a certain term that best describes what we're going to discuss today, and that is called the Streisand effect. Now, for those of you that have heard this term before but don't really know what the term is, like the true definition of the term, allow me to give you just a brief synopsis of what the Streisand effect really is. Simply put, the Streisand effect is censoring, hiding certain evidence or information that becomes more sought out. The exposure of some of these hidden information, hidden evidence, sparks even more. Clear cases of which the Beyonce's publicist versus BuzzFeed, and where BuzzFeed took pictures of Beyonce's unfitting facial expressions, thus leading to the BuzzFeed crew or the company of BuzzFeed sending many sort of pictures which garnered the attention of Beyonce's publicist, thus creating a brouhaha of a fight. Another one is the innovator. You know, when we think of Streisand effect, what does that name in particular is from? Barbra Streisand, world-renowned artist, right? Celebrity, stature, Barbra Streisand. Now, this, I guess, innovation of the Streisand effect began in 2003, where her home was photographed via helicopter by the Coastal Company in California. Now, Streisand took to court saying that, oh, well, my privacy has been breached because they took a photo of my home. And while there's no evidence to say what in particular that is a breach of privacy in Streisand's home, the courts ultimately dismisses it, and Streisand had to pay out of pocket for the photographer's legal fees. But now we add a new criteria to the Streisand effect. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Aubrey Graham versus the world. Now, it's no surprise that the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has been astronomical. It is historic as it's ever been, with Kendrick being declared the victor of the beef. Drake, however, decides it's not over until it's over, until I say it's over.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
Is this nigga serious?
So Drake decided, hey, I'm gonna, put out new hits, new tracks to combat Kendrick. Both of those, both of those didn't work.
My God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
So, this year, 2025, into the new year, Drake decides, I'm going to sue UMG and Spotify. My collaborators, you're getting sued. And guess who else is getting sued? Reactors.
Ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I beg your pardon? Pardon me? You I'm trying to figure out who was he talking to? Was he talking to the wall? What? Was he talking to my Stranger Things shirt? What was he talking to? Apparently, Drake decided, hey, UMG, You were the reason that Not Like Us got popular, so I'm going to take you to court. Here's the evidence against you. Number one, his Toronto home got shot up, book shots, as someone parked outside of his house. He was there at the time. Someone had shouted "F you, Drake," and proceeded to unload the clip, the pulley, unload it, which resulted in a security guard getting injured. Now, while the security guard did live to secure another day, Drake ultimately decided, hey, I know UMG had some sort of thing involved in this attack. Wait, did they know? Wait, did we know that UMG was La Cosa Nostra the entire time? Capone? Gotti? Gambino? Huh. I didn't know UMG moved like that. I didn't know they were prone to buy out citizens and tell them, hey,
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground.
That's quite an accusation there, Mr. Drake. Do you have any evidence to back that up? Did they say this is for UMG? Did they even say who they were working for? You just ultimately pointed the finger without evidence, without proof that UMG had a hand in this. Another count was that UMG used bots to further the popularity of Not Like Us. The, quote, defamatory material, since it involved claims that Drake was a pedo, a certified lover boy, certified pedo, placed on Neighborhood Watch, and the the song cover showing his Toronto home and the dozens of registered sex offenders. Alleged, of course. I'm trying to get sued. Alleged. This all had the entire hip-hop community in an uproar, calling Drake soft. And I'm gonna get into one of the main ones of this, and very soon. Come walk with me, gang. This gonna make sense. This is what Drake said. He claimed that UMG prioritized revenue over his safety. He could not sleep. He cannot, like, this is all part of the plan, you know. The Streisand effect was turned simply by censoring certain information. So photographs or tweets or posts on something, even videos that could be labeled as evidence in court. But here's where that gamble starts to come into play. You're gambling for victory. The house ultimately wins, right? So, with that being said, Drake, are you sure you want to take this route? Are you certain you want to do this? Because, as far as I'm concerned, this is a huge gamble that you are playing. Because the possibility of you taking another L in the form of a lawsuit and having to pay out of pocket, potentially, that is a huge L. That is a mega L. How would you say it, Drake? It's embarrassing. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. But anyway, yeah, this could potentially end the career of Drizzy Drake. For God! Something like this is not to be trifled with. And people will catch on because, think about it, any type of evidence that has been hidden away to make your story look believable shall come to light in the future. Again, Streisand effect. This is all key examples of what the Streisand effect is and could do. It could ruin careers. Both of your careers, both UMG and yours. Or yours if you do not have enough evidence to back up these claims in this lawsuit. Now, we get to the we get into the biggest, and I like to call it Drake's crash out against Reactors, because that is simply what it is. Saying that UMG pretty much whitelisted in an effort to further boost the popularity of Not Like Us. I want to bring this to light too. For those of you who do not know what whitelisting is, everybody has heard of blacklisting. Someone got blacklisted for that. Actors get blacklisted for others. But whitelisting is the complete opposite. With whitelisting, it's pretty much like the Uno reverse card of blacklisting. Simply put, the best example is Not Like Us. Pretty much, Drake claims that UMG, bypassed the copyright restrictions they've made and enabling Not Like Us to be copyright free, thus gaining more monetization for people who reacted to it and giving themselves a little bit of the dough in that right.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
So they've denounced everything else and left Not Like Us alone. Which, exactly what happened. People were eating good. People got monetized and paid for that 1 month in May alone. During the months of May and June of last year, people were eating good. People were getting paid. People were blasting Not Like Us in the clubs, NBA, NFL, stadiums, wherever you were, you would hear Not Like Us. You would hear people shouting, "OVO, OVO!" They were shouting it at the top of their lungs. This was a battle cry. You understand? This was an anthem. And don't forget the Pop Out tour. Don't forget the Pop Out show. People were there singing along to it. No copyrights. None at all. And now Drake has said that UMG is at the head of this sort of scheme, this cash grab scheme, and he has bought receipts to back up these claims. Like I stated prior, this could potentially end his career, and on the other side of the spectrum, it could end UMG's career if Drake so happens to have enough evidence to back up all these claims, these allegations.
Accusations.
But I want to bring up one thing, and I'm pretty sure you've seen every reactor putting their 2 cents on this sort of matter. Drake has then, on the lawsuit, put various content creators in the lawsuit. Basically, some of the reactors caught strays.
Wow, man. Damn.
Show you this, right? So here we have in this lawsuit, we have the effect of whitelisting the recording was massive and immediate, able to play the recording in full in their own videos and to profit from them. Content creators rushed to republish the recording in quote reaction videos. A few examples, right? This is where I want to question what they really mean by that.
What do you mean by that?
1, we got the Cartier family, whose YouTube channel has 1.44 million subscribers, and at the time in May when posting this, the video has 2 million plus views. No Life Shaq caught a stray. Why? Anyway, he has 4.75 million subscribers, and the video has garnered over 5.3 million views. Then you have Zayas, 4.94 million subscribers. After the video was made, 6.6 million. Now the two biggest ones, RDC Gaming and Kai Sinet. RDC, the video for them had over 4.5 mil, while Kai Cenat over 9 million. And if we go downward and read 144, these content creators could not have legally republished the defamatory material in full or profited from their reaction videos without UMG first whitelisting the recording. Now, this is some big, huge, major supernovas of allegations. Now, while yes, us creators, we've dealt with UMG and their copyright laws ever since YouTube's inception, right? Ever since YouTube first started, people have dealt with copyright issues before, mostly in music. Now, there is an act, I think a music act, where it's like if a song is a decade old, right, or centuries old, it can be filed under fair use, and that we won't get hit with a copyright claim if it so happens the song could be 100 years old and more, right? Another exemption is if the artist in question, you know, DMs a certain creator and says, hey, I want this, and that. These creators, I want them to review my new album, put their 2 cents, give their opinions of my new album or song. Don't worry about copyright claim. They get monetized for their work. That's another exemption. But for Drake to target, specifically, target us, black creators, that's where my mind starts to turn into what you mean by that, Drake. What you mean by that? Because you had people like Fantino, you had people like Aiden Ross, you had the light-skinned honey bun assassin DJ Academics. You practically have billions of people who have reacted to the entire beef, including Not Like Us. But why did you pick these specific creators? What did they say to warrant this sort of attack? In fact, you even told Kai Cenat on one of his streams to, quote, stay on stream.
Damn.
Interesting. This could mean a lot of different things. It could be a lot of different stuff. I can't get into all that. I can't. However, I can say that the Reactors clapped back. And man, did they did. For example, what No Life Shaq said about it when he took notice that he was getting sued by Drake, this is what he had to say.
This nigga Drake done snitched on the reaction community. No way you got us in this case, dog. Nigga, we chilling, having fun. And you got us listed in the case? Man, hey, Drake, you ain't hip hop, bro. It's no way. You a great artist, I give you that all day long. I promise you. Can't take that from you. But bro, you gotta be the softest nigga in the history of Earth.
And when RDC World was noticed about it, this is what they had to say in response that, honestly, I think this is the best response to this.
This is one thing I learned in my life, bro. The biggest L's come from not knowing how to take an L.
And they are absolutely unequivocally correct on their statement. Like, Drake took an L in this beef. He didn't admit to it. So guess what? Further L's will forever be in his career. Right? The moment you admit to taking an L is where you mature. But if you don't admit to taking an L, then that's where things start to go downhill from there. It'll start to go downhill. And rightfully so. We as human beings, we're prone to take L's. We are. It is the nature of life. We win some, we lose some. That is the nature of it all. We win and we lose. It is how we bounce back from our losses that could help us mature in the future.
Message.
Like what new skills from our skill tree in life should we need if we ever come across this again? Can we avenge our losses? Can we move on and find some other challenges? That is ultimately life, you know? So definitely, I agree with that. So as you can plainly see, people were upset. Rightfully so. Because what did they have anything to do with the beef? Or what do they have anything to do with UMG when we as creators, we've been had a problem with UMG. And I don't think Drake has any knowledge of streaming or what the behind the scenes of the streaming world is. Because had he known, he would have never done that. He would have never put these creators under the bus. He wouldn't. Anything that comes across our desk and our supporters, the audience wants the creators to speak about it, obviously they're going to, whether it's by stream or just by a short little video, anything. And they put their 2 cents on it. With Drake, he does not know what reactors go through on the day-to-day basis, especially when it comes to music. Because had he known that, again, he would have never pulled this card and ended up the Scott Pilgrim of this story. Now, Scott Pilgrim versus the world, everybody knows the story. Everybody knows the story. I'm a fan of Scott Pilgrim. Many others will agree with me. But this one is an inverse of that. This is an entirely different story of this. Instead of one man beating up 7 evil exes to woo the love of his life, remove all that. Add in Aubrey Graham, who got shot and put in a wheelchair in Degrassi, versus the entire world calling him soft and not of hip-hop. And he has to fight the big bad enemy known as UMG. And then you have the creators to worry about now too. You put us under the bus, we gon' call you out on your bullshit. Just like how Kendrick said, don't tell no lie about me. I won't tell truths about you. In this case, don't try to throw us under the bus, because we could more likely we could more likely go to war. You understand? War. We can give all the receipts we've gotten, put to the stand, checkmate, gotcha. That's what we could do. Band together. You know, we could band together, figure out a solution to this whole lawsuit issue that really should not be about us. Your only issue is supposed to be with UMG and Spotify. Why throw reactors under the bus? Why throw content creators under the bus? Do you understand? All I gotta say is this. If it was me, and if I had to pick a side, I'm choosing the side of the majority rather than the minority being just a Drake. Just being Drake. I'm with the culture. I'm with the diehard hip-hop fans. I'm with the creators who bust their butts day in and day out to make a living. You understand? So, while I applaud Drake for being a good artist, he made a lot of good hits. You know, he's made a legacy that cannot be overshadowed. This whole lawsuit debacle could potentially end his entire legacy and career for years to come. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. I want your opinions on this whole this defamatory lawsuit business with UMG, Spotify, and the Reactors. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions on it is, because this is sad, man. This is so sad. For Drake, I'm gonna just say this, brother. Be a man. Take your L. And then go back to making music. Go back to making your style of music. Alright? You don't need to go through such lengths just to get your point across. Because ultimately, this is a gamble that could potentially either end your career, end UMG's career, take away the livelihoods of us creators, and many more. Basically, it is going to be war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. War. Huh. Good God. What is it good for? Absolutely. Come on, sing with me now. Ha. Yeah, it's just gonna be a battle, man. A battle you cannot win. And you gonna ultimately have to stand your ground as we call you out on every single thing you have done. Because I want to put one last thing for you guys to think about. Before I leave Shinobi Incorporated and go on my merry way into my own business, I just want to put upon one last thing that really should questions of inquiring minds. One part of this lawsuit states from Drake's lawyer that states that Drake is not a pedo. He has never done any pedo acts to land him in Neighborhood Watch. Interesting. Because wasn't there a video back in 2017 where he kissed a 17-year-old live on stage in Denver, Colorado during a live event? Didn't that happen? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Honestly, if the consensus says that he should be placed on Neighborhood Watch, like, this is pedophilic actions right here. You kissed a 17-year-old underage live on stage for the entire viewing world to see, my guy. You don't think inquiring minds want to know what was swimming into your head? Maybe instead of Anita McSween, apparently your alter ego is a Karen too. Apparently your alter ego could be many things we don't want to know. This is sad because you're ruining something that is an art in the hip-hop industry. First of all, let's say this. Even though he's not going after Kendrick, like suing Kendrick, I have to ask you a question, Drake. Have you ever been in a rap battle? Right? Have you ever been in that rap battle space? You know, battle rappers have said way worse things than what you and Kendrick have said, right? And while I don't condone any of those things, I really don't, there is a level of artistry in this. Because that's what battle rap is. It's an art form too. Same as with anything in the music industry. Same with anything in film. Same with anything in drawing, animation, whatever. Regardless of what the message is, it is an art form as well. And sometimes we lose that key point, that it's simply an art form. It is a competition. So during the heat of the battle, some things can get said that ultimately ends in fisticuffs. And that's just the way it is. Do I condone it? No. However, I respect the artistry being put out. Because that is what it is, Drake. And if you have not gotten that down now, what do you think you going up against an actual battle rapper? What are you gonna do when for example, and I know I wouldn't say this, but I'm gonna just say this purely as an example. Drake versus Eminem, guess who wins? Eminem. If it was Drake versus 50 Cent or Method Man or J. Cole, granted, any of the results could vary. Any of the results could vary. Because I promise you, Method Man ain't losing. I promise you, Nas wouldn't lose if he were to go up against you. Eminem wouldn't lose. And this man battle raps too. These are classic cases where you, Drake, are in a spot where you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You've been off more than you can chew. You are entering the lion's den of which you should not have to. Basically, you just need to mind your business and just go out and make your own brand, your own style of music, and leave rap beefs, rap battles alone. If you have not gotten that from Pusha T and Kendrick, I don't know what will. This lawsuit will probably be the end of your career. Post haste. Unless you have, you know, Phoenix Wright levels of evidence that could back up every claim that you have against UMG, then yeah, I don't see this a good look for you, buddy. I don't think this is a good look for you. And I'm pretty sure diehard hip-hop fans and, you know, hip-hop enthusiasts can agree with me. Would agree with me. But again, to each their own. But that is what's going to be for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave in the comment section your opinions, your thoughts on this defamatory lawsuit with Drake and everything else. Let me know in the comments, please. Until next time, my name is Karenism, leader of Shinobi Nation, and I hope to see you guys next time in the Shinobi realm. Peace.